Welcome everyone to the group frequency calibration for what is going on with kids these days. So because this is in part community service, this will be a full-length group frequency calibration. Okay, it is our gift from Spherical Luminosity to you. So I recommend that you play this at volume for yourself. You can play it at volume for the kids. If that's too disruptive for them, you can play it at a barely audible volume when they're sleeping or when they're around and not necessarily paying attention. It will help them even if they're not actively doing it. If they're old enough and want to actively do it, that is fantastic. Okay. Bringing your attention to your body. And as you bring your attention to your body, bringing your attention, please, to the soles of your feet. Noticing all the details in the soles of your feet, including all the pores of the skin, where the skin is hard and where it's not. The space between your toe pads and the ball of your foot. Just noticing the soles of your feet. Yep. And now please become aware of your back body from the top of your crown to about your butt. So you're going to notice the back of your head, back of your neck. For those of you more experienced, noticing more details like, the little fine hairs that come out of the pores of your skin on the nape of your neck. Noticing your back body, the backs of your arms, and then down to the back of your waist, and then your butt. Noticing if there's tension in this part of the body. It's actually quite a big part of the body. So noticing with some specificity where there may be holding or tension. Noticing the texture of whatever this part of your body is touching. Good. Now notice your belly button. Yep. And when you're ready, please become aware of your breath. And as you become aware of your breath, just noticing it at first, without changing it, just notice how it is in this moment. Good. And when you're ready, allowing your breath to deepen. to become much more spacious. Noticing how deep into your body your breath can drop. And noticing whether at whatever depth your breath can go, if your breath can become spherical. So noticing it expanding and contracting not only in one direction. So for example, if you just notice your breath expanding in front of you, notice if you can be aware of it front, back, to the sides, and up and down. Very good. And now please become aware of your surroundings. Becoming aware of the textures against your skin. So that would be either clothing and or whatever fabric of the furniture that you're touching, or perhaps the texture of the floor covering underneath your feet. And expanding that also to the feeling of the air against your skin. There's so many textures of things that brush against our skin. So noticing with greater detail all of these different textures that your skin picks up on that we don't really pay a lot of attention to. Good. And when you're ready, blinking your eyes open and noticing the quality of the light. And now, with your eyes still open, please triangulate. So for those of you who are new, you're going to do this with your eyes open. If you're more experienced and prefer to do this with eyes closed, go ahead and do that. So becoming aware of 3 inanimate objects in the space around you. So this is what triangulation is. Okay. What those objects are is not important. What you are going to notice is the distance between each object and you, and then you're going to feel that distance. So, for example, if the chair is about 4.5 feet away from you, you're going to notice the distance between the chair and you. And then you're going to feel that distance. And then you're going to do this for objects B and C. And what will happen is that as you do this, your sense of where you are in space will clarify, sharpen, and come into more focus. So for those of you with more experience who are faster at this, once you're finished triangulating, you're going to bring your attention to the inside of your lower ribs. breathing normally when you arrive here. Good. Yep. And now let's all of us take a nice deep breath together. Inhaling, holding your breath for a count of 5. And then whenever you're ready and have completed that breath, exhaling and releasing the air out of your lungs at the speed and intensity that you prefer. And then holding your lungs out also for a count of 5. Now you may be noticing in the background little pops and spurts of sound. And we currently have fireworks going on. So just noticing that, noticing if that's distracting to you, or if you can use that as like something to push against to deepen your sense of where you are and of your surroundings. So what we're waiting for is for the mastermind to coalesce and become coherent. So just breathing normally whilst we wait for that to happen. And for those of you who are new, please know that I'm working on you at the group and the subgroup level. And that I often work in silence. So if you don't hear me, it's not that I've gone anywhere. It's simply that if I'm working with really high frequencies, to make physical noise only drops the frequency resonance, which does not benefit you. I also will make noise, so you may hear me hum or yawn or exhale sharply, and that's just how I release what is often stickier or heavier distortion patterns, not always, but often. And also, if I say something that really resonates with you, it's likely yours. And if I say something that you really resist, it's likely yours. So I invite you to remain open and to explore further. Good. Now that the mastermind has coalesced, let's go ahead and ask ourselves the following question. How can I become even more aware of my connection only to pure source? For those of you who are new, how can I become even more aware of my connection only to pure source? And as you ask yourself that question, please imagine, sense, feel, or become aware of the space at the very center of your body. And as you become aware of this space, imagining or becoming aware of a brilliance at its very center that you either see or feel. And this brilliance intensifies because you have your attention on it. And as it gets brighter and brighter, it expands outwards in all directions through all of your cells, through your organs, your bones, out through your flesh and your muscles, and now radiating out through the pores of your skin into the space between your physical body and the outer perimeter of your spirit body, which is a sphere at arm's length all around you. Becoming very aware of the brilliance within the sphere. Very good. And now please become aware of the space all around the sphere. And as you become aware of this infinite space, I'm working on you at spirit level to increase your frequency resonance. This is one of the most important things we do together. The higher your frequency resonance, the more stable you become, the more momentum you have, the more distortion you can release, and the faster you integrate. Good. Bringing your attention now, please, to the center point of your solar plexus. So we're going to pull all of you into the 0 point of space and time. Okay, this will help whoever's listening to this, either child or adult, to feel more grounded and centered and stable, more in their body and less anxious. Okay, so here we go. Go. Very good. Yeah. So now become aware of that spirit body, which is a sphere at arm's length all around you. And become aware of yourself, your physical body in the very center of this sphere. Or imagine it. Okay, so part of the challenge is we have spirit bodies that are too porous. Okay, so we have kids who are sensitive, who are picking up on a lot of distortion from parents, teachers, friends, parents, the collective, and they don't know how to deal with it. Okay, it's overwhelming for some of them. So helping, first of all, to clear out some of this distortion they can't clear on their own. Okay, this negative emotion, the heaviness, the polarization. Okay, including your fear, your concern, your worry for them. Which is normal. However, they're internalizing it. Much better. Good. So what we're going to do now is become aware of the space on the inside of the body. Okay, so you're just going to imagine, like from your throat, all the way down through the center of your body, all the way to your groin. Okay, so this whole space. Okay. So this is the, it's a lineage pattern for some of you. For some of you, it's a lineage pattern plus a cultural pattern. And for some of you, it's lineage, culture, and religion, where you have to take on the distortion or the negativity of others, okay? Because that's what you do if you're being a good boy or girl, right? So let's release this, okay? Or that you have to allow other things into your space, okay? Whether it's these distortion patterns or other beings, okay? Or negative thought forms coming through different kinds of media, or the flicker frequency of devices. This is a big one. Just keep your attention on that space. In the center of the body. And it's almost like you're tracing the inside edge of your skin, okay? So that whole space on the inside edge of your skin, all the way around, okay, through the trunk of the body. You're paying attention to that space in between. Mm-hmm. Good. Okay. Yeah. So bringing your attention, please, between the heart space all the way up to the under part of your chin. So just underneath your chin. So this is a power dynamic that's not working. Okay. So for parents listening to this, all right, you're the parent, you are guiding. You can be friends with your children when they are older. Right now, they need you to lead. Not through control, but they need you to assert authority energetically, okay? In the sense that that there are parameters and rules set by you that they can rely on or know that are there, okay? This is much less about being liked and much more about creating structure where they feel safe. Because a lot of these kids are not grounded in or centered in their bodies because they don't feel safe. So part of the opportunity for you as a parent is to create that safety, which is more important than whether or not they like you. So releasing this power dynamic, okay, where the kid becomes the alpha, the parent. I'm not suggesting you control or oppress your children. I'm suggesting that you lead them. Yeah. Within this power dynamic, there has been loss of respect. Okay. So helping to repair this, basically. Now, there is a subgroup of you who have this, okay? So, meaning in the sense that you are leading your kids. They respect you, they love you, they like you, they feel safe, okay? For this much smaller subgroup, okay, we're enhancing, okay, the trust that they have in you and their entrainment to you, meaning the more that you clarify, the more it provides them the opportunity or the possibility to know how to do this themselves. Okay? It's actually very important. They're learning all the time. Really nice. Yeah. Becoming aware of your heart space in the center of your chest. So just for a little bit here, helping to strengthen sense of self. Okay, from a higher order, not from ego mind. The sense of who they truly are and who you truly are. Good. Yeah. There we go. Bringing your attention now, please, to your xiphoid process, which is right at the base of your sternum. And sternum is that big, thick bone in the center of your chest where your ribs meet in front of your body. So if you trace the length of your sternum to its base, right at the bottom, it goes from bone to flesh. And that little fleshy point, when you press on it, is a little bit tender. That is your xiphoid process. Being aware of that space and about 3 inches just beneath it towards the belly button, or 7 centimeters. And right now we're just going to clear out your pain bodies. Okay, meaning you and your child or children. Because your pain body has a memory. It remembers you before the frequency work was done. So clearing it out and resetting it helps you to integrate much faster. Good. This brings us to the end of this session. I look forward to working with you on the next GFC. It's my sincere hope that you benefit profoundly from this series, which is why I spend so much of my time and personal resources creating these as my gift to the world. If the topic of this GFC resonates with you, it's very likely that more work than can be provided in this one GFC is needed to clear or loosen deeply held distortion patterns in areas that are sticky. Because these patterns are like layers of an onion, usually there are multiple layers to individual topics. Depending on how much of a challenge this topic is for you, it may make sense for you to go deeper than what this one session allows. If you feel this is the case for you, please visit sphericalluminosity.com for more targeted support.